Hey fellas, how you doing? It's Johnny. In this video I wanted to talk about honesty. Obviously you guys have been following me for a while now. I've had so many emails, I've had a lot of messages, mixed reactions from people. It's very expected when you make changes. Obviously a lot of criticism. Some people don't like the fact that I'm speaking my mind. I'm living a life of integrity and I've changed my ways and I've obviously changed my message. So what changed for me? What changed for me? I'll just be really straight with you guys. I was at a stage in my life where I didn't really trust myself. I didn't trust myself, I wasn't enjoying myself. I'm sorry if some of the stuff I say in my video is going to be graphic. It's difficult sometimes making these videos because I'm expressive and I want to speak my mind and be honest, but I realise within being honest, and it's something that I've been teaching my students, sometimes we have to be a little bit politically correct, because obviously, you know, to please one set of people, you're going to offend another. All I can say is, I'm not judging anyone. If people want to go out and do the day game, if men want to do pick-up artistry, that's entirely up for them. That's not my business, but it's not how I choose to live my life, and it's not what I teach no more. So what changed for me was, I was depressed, I had massive social anxiety, I felt nervous around everyone. It got to a stage where I couldn't teach this stuff anymore. I couldn't be around my family. I couldn't be around anyone. And I didn't want to date women no more. And I got sick and tired of being a cheat and a liar. I was not aware of it. I had absolutely no idea when I was doing it. On a conscious level, I thought what I was doing was the right thing, because I was going out and I was having sex with lots of attractive women. I slept with lots of attractive women from the street. I'm not proud of it. You guys probably thinking it's something to be proud of. I know who I am. I'm a grown man, 32 years of age, so I'm not in that place where I was a few years ago, when I was desperate to impress everyone and running up and down. But I've said before, I don't regret doing it. I can't regret doing it, because that was true for me back then. It shaped me into the man I am now, but I'm not going to teach it. I'm an honest man, I've got integrity. As soon as you say you're honest and you've got integrity, everyone starts freaking out, jumping out of their pram. Everyone's trying to look for an angle to catch you out on. You can't catch me out. You can't catch me out, because I'm congruent, I'm honest, I'm not perfect, I make mistakes like everyone else does, but I talk about it, I write about it, I teach it. So I'm on the path as well. All I can say is my life has changed. People are saying to me, oh my God, you're saying God, you're saying you found God, it's too spiritual. It's your problem, it's not mine. I have found God. Of course I found God. I believed in God when I was a young boy, but I was embarrassed about it, I was afraid, and I just ignored it. Now, so being a man is doing the right thing. I'm not telling anyone. People start panicking because people are so insecure that when someone else points out their insecurities and how they've overcome them, they immediately think, oh, don't point fingers at me. I'm not pointing fingers at anyone. I'll say it again, I'll make it very clear. I teach men who suffer or struggle with social anxiety. Social anxiety is when you're not comfortable around people. It could be men, it could be women, and you're not comfortable in yourself to begin with. And I help them through the social practice of honesty and integrity, which I'm doing now, how to better manage and eventually overcome their social anxiety. I don't have social anxiety anymore. I was thinking about the other day, I was talking to Jeff about this on Skype, my mentor. I was talking to my student. I said, Jeff, I don't know why I keep saying it. And he said, he goes, I just ignore it, Johnny. He said, that's your old self speaking. I don't have social anxiety no more, I overcome it. But it took me a long time to get here. I was a scared man. I was a damaged man. I was afraid of my father. I was afraid of men, I was afraid of women. That is why I got into the pickup community. I didn't know this on a conscious level. Go easy on me, I'm a human being. I didn't have the awareness back then. I had an awakening. And the dishonesty was one of the things that put me onto the path of being honest. That's why I say I don't regret it. It doesn't make it right what I did. I don't regret all the things I did back in the past of being violent and being a bully, because I was bullied. But if people think because I'm saying God and I'm talking about living a life of honesty, integrity, that I've gone soft, you're fully mistaken. You're fully mistaken. Excuse my French, but I haven't fucking gone soft. It's because I know who I am, and it's because I'm a strong man. But I've realised that there is a better route. And Jeff was one of the people, and a few other of my friends, Jeff, Sati, Floyd, my mum, my cousins. I had a good support net. I had a good support around me. I had a few people that I really appreciate that supported me through my change. I had a nervous breakdown about a year and a half ago. It was the best thing that ever happened to me, because my life was going down a dark path. I was making money, I was famous on YouTube. I did enjoy the teaching at the time, but it got to a stage where I couldn't do it no more. I did not enjoy taking women home no more. I realised that it wasn't being a man. It was not being a man. I was doing it out of fear. I wanted to impress people, and I was out of alignment with who I was. So I've said it before. Of course I'm still teaching men how to be confident with women, but not in that way. I'm teaching men how to be socially confident. When you become socially confident, you can attract women. It's easy. It's the same thing I teach people. I help people to run their businesses better. Some people come to me because their business ain't going well. There's not enough integrity in the way they're communicating with their clients or with the boss, so I help them with that. So this teaching, as I said before, it's not my teaching. It's not my teaching. And I'm not teaching people a particular religion. I work with people from different faiths. This is, I believe in God. It's my personal belief. I'm teaching people honesty, spirituality. It's just different names. People get so caught up on the names. Now, obviously, if you don't want to live an honest life and you want to do the pickup stuff, continue doing that. Continue doing that. I don't care how many people. I don't care, even with you guys. I don't care if you want to stop following me. That's your choice. I really appreciate the people that follow me, that love what I do and support it, but I know that my message is going to reach the right people. That's how much integrity I have. I don't follow the crowd. I did follow the crowd when I was younger, and I followed it a few years ago, but I don't regret what I did, but I learned from it. What did I learn from it? Whatever you do to others, it comes back on you. So yeah, you can get good at using the lines. You can go out and you can use tricks to pick up women, but they'll be tricking you back. So all the women I tricked, they tricked me back. But I also did build honest relationships. I did meet some women from the street, and I was honest. And when I was in those moments, in that time, it always felt good. It never felt right. And these are the typical things that people write to me about, and the clients. I can't trust my friends. I think my friend might be talking about me behind my back, or I don't trust my family members, or I'm not sure if I want to stay with this girl. This men that don't trust themselves. I ain't judging them, because I was one of these men. I put myself right, and I straightened out every area of my life. And of course, what happened? Do you seriously think I would do this stuff if it didn't work? I'd be talking about love, God and spirituality if my life didn't change. I may be mad, but I'm not that mad. I'm in touch with reality. Look at the difference. I am the proof. Look at the change. Look how much more confident I am. I can see it in myself. I'm not blind. And of course, people are always going to get jealous because I'm successful. And I earned this. I worked hard to get here. And everyone else can achieve it. So people can attack, they can bark and scream all they like. My message is going to be even stronger. It's about love, integrity. And if people think it's soft, that's their problem. I know what's true for me. I know what I've experienced. And I know that going out and cheating on people is, there's no strength in it at all. But I'll let people work it out. I'll let people work it out for themselves. Because when I was at that particular stage in my life, I wouldn't have listened to this. I was the same, guys. Be straight. I was looking at spiritual people and thinking that they've gone mad. You know, it's a choice in how you live your life. And at the moment, I'm single out of choice because I want to meet a nice woman. So it just wasn't working no more. I had to question it. So I don't teach it and I don't believe in it. But people get very, very particular. So people will say to me, so I had a couple of guys actually stop me in London today, and they said to me, so how would you meet women then? I said, I meet women anywhere. I said, how are we meeting? And they were confused, and I said, you just came up to me, you were honest, I'm having a conversation. So whether I meet a woman on the bus, whether it's the train or the street or the nightclub or a church or a temple or through a social gathering, it doesn't really make a difference because they'll be meeting the same person. Ask yourself the question, are you the same person? Because when I was doing pickup artistry, I certainly wasn't. And all I could see around me was men that were dishonest, that didn't trust themselves. And you can see it and you can feel it. And people are not stupid, and I wasn't stupid. I played a game on myself. But I don't blame anyone, I take responsibility. And yeah, the channel is going to continue, and I'm loving it. My life is great. Everything's going well. I feel good, and I finally beat it. I overcome my social anxiety, and it's taken me up till now. And I'm going to do my best to help as many people who are suffering from the condition. And of course, the remedy is honesty. It's the practice of honesty and living with integrity. If you're watching pornography, if you're stealing, if you're going behind your friend's back and you're talking about him, if you're dating two women and you're telling both of them that you're monogamous and you're just in love with them, but you're cheating behind their back, expect not to trust yourself. Expect to have paranoid thoughts. Expect to feel depression. You just can't get away with it. It's got nothing to do with you believing in God or not believing in God. This is an intuitive, biological response, and we can't escape it. We cannot escape it. Even if you look at it from a scientific standpoint, if you do bad to other people, bad's going to come back. And of course, when you're doing good, bad comes as well, because it irritates some people, but it's worth it. So all the criticism, all the abuse, all the attacking me, it won't stop me. It won't. I just accept it. I continue. But I get so much I get amazing love and support. You know, I get amazing love and support. And if people say to me, if people question my motives and ask me, why am I doing it? Am I doing this for the money? Of course I'm not purely doing it for the money, but I do enjoy the money. I wouldn't have gone out on the streets of London for 8 to 10 hours a day for free to learn that it was the wrong way to actually connect with people and build relationships, and then to finally put it right, to be you know, not charging people. Of course I've got to charge people for courses. It's a ridiculous statement, but I do a proportionate amount of my work for free because I love what I do so much. How else would I make a living? It doesn't make sense. So for all the guys who get free content and enjoy my videos, my articles, I wouldn't be able to put this stuff out now if I wasn't to charge for my services. It doesn't make sense. I don't, you know, I pay for my mentor. I bought these clothes. I don't go into the store and say, you're ripping people off, the clothes should be for free. It just doesn't make sense. That's not how we exchange time for money, for service and value. Until the world changes the way it exchanges currency, then we can beg to differ. But people who usually say that are people that are not honest. People that struggle with money usually don't have integrity. I was the same years ago. It's the same. Money problems, relationship problems, problems with the self. It's always back to you. It's never got nothing to do with me or this businessman. Because when you actually work so hard and you've got integrity, you realise how much a person deserves to get whatever they get. And you work hard for it. You don't go into the gym and start saying you're dishonest because you charge people. You don't go to a psychotherapist. So when people say it's because they're jealous, it's because I'm doing what they can't do. They have balls between their legs, but they can't stand up and go and walk and face their own fears. But anyway, I teach people how to make money anyway. This video is teaching you how to make money. This video is teaching you how to find a girlfriend. I'm literally speaking to you from a place of honesty and integrity. Just because you say honest and love and God, it doesn't mean that it's all lovey-dovey. Sometimes you got to be strict. Sometimes you got to tell people. I said to a guy today that I work with, I love him, he's my friend, but he was late, and I said, you're late and I'm not happy about it. You're taking the piss out of me. Don't do this. Don't be late, because I love you and I want to help you. And I wouldn't be late for you. I show up on time. And then he said he's sorry. I said, forgive him. We're mates, we continue. I love the guy, he's my friend. So being honest means having boundaries. And that's another thing I learned from the pickup artistry. It's got no personal boundaries. You can just shit and piss all over people and think it's all right. How would you feel if someone put a picture up of your mum on the internet or your sister? How would you feel? I had to ask myself this. I had to question everything. How would you feel if someone filmed you and made fun of you? You wouldn't like it. So I've had to think about removing certain videos down. And that's why in the last video of the social experiment, I got the girl's permission. And I'm going on a date with her next week. That is honest in integrity. The proof is in the pudding. People could say I've gone mad, I've gone spiritual. I don't care what people say. This is the best I've ever felt in my life. The results I'm getting, people are fantastic. I'm in the business of helping people to build a better relationship with themselves, to find a girlfriend, to fix their trauma. I fixed it with me and my father. It was the most difficult thing I've ever had to do, but the most beautiful, rewarding. I had to go and face him and tell him how he treated me was wrong. And I've forgiven him. And I appreciate all the good things he did for me. And it was difficult because I had family members reacting towards me. It's true, when you change it, it ruffles some feathers. But so be it. So be it. For all the great men that spoke their mind and achieved amazing things, they had to ruffle some feathers. There's no way I'm going to be sitting, burying my head under the sand, trying to please everyone in the pickup community and kissing ass. I'm not that type of man. I'm too strong for that. I'm too strong. I'm not following it no more. For me, it wasn't true no more. You're going out and using tricks to meet women, and then you're complaining that life is throwing back a bad hand. You can't bite the hand that feeds you. So I appreciated what I'd learned. I appreciated what I learned from Floyd. Floyd wasn't dishonest. He's one of the most honest men I ever met. That's why I've got a fantastic relationship with him after 10 years. You know, you can teach a student, you know, how to walk, but it's his responsibility how he does it. So I you know, Floyd couldn't help the fact that I abused what he'd show me. You know, he showed me how to communicate with people honestly. He wasn't going out and using tricks to meet people. He was the one self. But what happens in the pickup community, people learn techniques to hide the fact they've got social anxiety. So they get good they get good in a movement, they get good in an act, and it can get you laid. It does work. Pickup art actually does work. It teaches you how to be a dishonest person and get very good at it. And you can't justify it. You can't say, oh, women want a man, all this stuff, because women want a man like this. This is the man that I was struggling to be. So all of the struggle finally got me here. And I never really used the pickup stuff because it was garbage. You can't run up to someone and use crap on them, use junk. People can sense it. People come up to me in London and want to have a conversation. I can see immediately if the person's speaking to me or if they're wearing a mask. I can just see it in the eye contact and sense it. But I don't judge them. I'm still kind. I have a chat with them. But if I sense that people are trying to play games, or, you know, I'll be straight. I'll just call you out on it. You know, so there's nothing soft at all about it. You know, this when I pray to God, these are the videos that come through and I get instructed to do. And I was saying to Jeff, long before I met Jeff, I had a strong faith in God. Like all things, there's times when I doubted it, and you wouldn't be human if you didn't. So it doesn't mean, you know, it doesn't mean that my shit doesn't stink. It doesn't mean I don't make mistakes, but I'm the first to admit to it and put it right, and that's having integrity. And people that don't have integrity are doing wrong all the time. They're blaming their friends and family, they're cheating, and they're sitting down complaining. That is not being a man. And that's what I seen in the pickup community. I've seen men that weren't men. They couldn't wash a pair of socks out, you know, and they don't know who they are. They've got no idea who they are. They're millions of personalities, and I was the same. So I've got to be careful and not judge. But when people question my integrity, I would ask you to question your integrity. And you know, there's nothing wrong, as I said, going out meeting women, but if you're tricking them and conning them, you're in for a shock, my friend. So the new direction of the channel is just more honesty. I'm still going to be shooting videos, going out, doing social experiments, because as you've seen, I've got the girl's permission on camera, and we're going on a date next week. Nothing to hide. How fucking blessed am I? I don't have to hide no more and use tricks. I'm putting myself out there. And when I go on television and I go on morning shows, because that's going to be coming, I can feel it, I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to say I had social anxiety for many years. I was ashamed, I was embarrassed, I wasn't comfortable around people. And, you know, and I wasn't very honest at first with women, because I didn't believe I could be honest. I thought I couldn't trust anyone. I thought women want a dishonest man. I actually found the further truth that women don't want a dishonest man. But if you go and play that game, you will attract dishonest women. You will encounter dishonest people. You won't trust your friends. I trust my friends. I don't have as many friends as I used to, because that's what happens when you straighten up. But the people I've got around me, I fully trust them, because I trust myself. And I always ask my students this question. This will straight away determine your integrity. Would you leave your girlfriend with me for an hour and go away and be confident that I wouldn't put my hands on her? And all of them say absolutely, but I'll say to them, could I leave my girlfriend with you and trust that you're not going to try and shag her when I go off to buy some food, even if she flirts with you? And they look and say, I'm not sure. That's the problem. That's the lack of integrity. I know myself in and out. I've worked on myself. I've got great mentors. I don't cheat anyone. I don't cheat anyone. If I make any mistakes along the way, if I watch pornography, if I do something, I'll announce it. I'll make a video about it. I stopped watching pornography, I told you. All my confidence came when I stopped the cheating. It's mental, but when I done a meditation, God said to me, you're running up and down the street, you're sleeping with women, you're getting more unhappier, you're getting more divided thoughts, you're more depressed, you know, and just because people are asking you to teach them this, it doesn't make it right. When are you going to stop, Johnny? And I just kept going, okay, God, one more. And it was the last time I did it, was a year ago. I met a very attractive German girl. I took her to this very same hostel that I've been staying in. This is a place of God. It's helped me to get clean. In the other room I was staying, and I slept with her, and I hated it. I thought, I did not enjoy this. I don't want to do it no more. It doesn't feel right. Just because I can do it doesn't make it right. I'm trained martially. I was boxing for 7 years. Does it make it right if I go out and knock people out because they upset me? Although some days it's tempting, I'll be honest, because of the ignorance of people. But it doesn't make it right. But it doesn't mean I'm a pushover. I'm not going to stand there and let people... I'm not going to stand there and let someone physically harm me and not defend myself. But it's never had to come to that. But I'm certainly not going to put my head up my arse and follow, you know, a group of men who are asleep. But that's for them to wake up if they choose to. If they continue, it's up to them. But I've got nothing but compassion and love for them. And you can awaken any time you want. And you don't need to necessarily believe in God. I choose to. And people keep asking me what God. None of your business. None of your business. I like Buddhism. I like Christianity. I like Islam. I like all the different religions. I like all of them. But the God in me. Look, I'll show you the book I'm reading at the moment. I'm holding up this thing. I've said it before. I've done a video already. Consciousness, awareness, integrity, love. That's the God I believe in. The God of love. The God of integrity. And I was brought up a Christian. I was inspired by some of the biblical teachings. But I'm not dogmatic. I don't go around condemning people and pointing fingers. I don't do it because I've got lots of friends that don't follow what I do, and I still love them to bits. But I just choose. This is how I choose to live my life. So I don't run around West End and running up to people doing day games saying, "What are you doing? That's wrong." No, I'd be a hypocrite because I did it myself. But I'm not in that place no more. So I guess it's like a reformed smoker. I don't drink alcohol no more. I don't have a problem if people drink alcohol. I don't like it because when I drink alcohol, I'm not myself. I'm not myself. And it's true what Jeff said again. You're sitting with someone, they're drinking, and you're talking to a different person. And I don't enjoy that. I don't enjoy being around someone and you're speaking 1 minute and an hour later they're swearing at you or saying, "I didn't promise you that," and they just told you they promised you something. There's no integrity there. And I used to be like that myself. And I didn't enjoy my life. And going out and getting laid was a way to cover up my social anxiety. And I keep saying it. All the men that I've worked with, all the guys that follow the channel, all the guys I've seen in the pickup community are suffering from social phobia. And some of them don't know it and some of them are hiding it. And I know how difficult it is to come forward. I came forward. Look, I put my hand up. I had it. I didn't trust anyone. I felt uncomfortable around people. There were times I felt alright and I weren't happy. And look at me as an example. I had women all around me. The skill ain't gonna go. I know how to do it. I said to Jeff the other day, and Jeff even said to me, "You've got the skill to do it, Johnny. You can manipulate women, but it's not right. You know it's not right. It's your choice. Women are vulnerable. There's many vulnerable women out there, and that's generally what pickup artistry does. It's you're basically going out and you're feeding vulnerable women to fill your own selfish needs when you don't need to do that. There is a better way. There is a better way. I'm not the only one teaching it. I'm not the only one teaching it. There's many other good people out there. There's people that are teaching really good stuff. I don't even know if I feel I want to say their name out of respect to them. There's people in the industry that are teaching, they're really helping, they're teaching honesty. So I'm not the only one doing this. But I think I'm the only one who's actually teaching social anxiety for men. I would say the same to women. If women have got a problem, they've got to work on their integrity. I live an honest life, it's beautiful. And I'm single at the moment, and I've got choice. But choice doesn't mean that you go around and you cheat on everyone. I choose not to be dishonest. I choose not to be violent. I used to be violent. I used to batter men. That's what I did. That's how I grew up. I got bullied all my life, and I started to bully back. From the age of 21, no one would come near me. People were terrified of me around my area. They were frightened of me. People wouldn't even come and speak to me. Do you think that's a nice place to live? Do you think it feels good when your friends are frightened of you and your own family is scared of you? Some of my family is scared. It's not a nice place to be at. I don't want my mum afraid of me. I don't want anyone afraid of me. But at the cost of living like this, I'm not going to lose my integrity. I'm certainly not gone soft, I've gone strong. But sometimes you've got to go soft to go strong. So becoming spiritual doesn't mean bending over backwards and letting people walk all over you. It actually means having more integrity. So the spiritual stuff is the most difficult stuff. Because that's why I had to, as I said, I got mentorship from a man who'd been through it himself, and I had to work on stuff like jealousy, dishonesty, anger. And it's interesting because you think to yourself, why would someone who has got all these women around him and has got the skill to go out and sit with women and be jealous. But I was plagued with jealousy coming up, because you'll always feel jealousy when you're dishonest. And if people ask me what is dishonesty, just fucking pull yourself together and use your common sense. You know what dishonesty is. You know what it is. You're intuitive. You feel it. And that's why I've been just enjoying so much the work I'm doing on my 6-week transformation, because only these strong, brave men will come forward. And I wish everyone the best in the pickup community, but it's not the way I want to live. So that's a change, and I look forward to more videos. And I just wanted to get that off my chest. And for people that are concerned about, well,